I like to think that shows like SpongeBob. Nope, no distracting rant today. We're diving right into the video. What's up, homies? I'm Red_Ghost, and today we're going to cover power systems, my favorite thing to discover and decipher in any fantasy series I watch or read. Like usual, we're going to start with the thumbnail and save the surprises for later. Okay, first, I suppose I'll explain what power systems are and how to identify them. A power system, or magic system, is a set of rules that regulate the magical effects that can be produced in the fictional setting. Sounds broad, right? Well, one of my favorite authors, Sanderson, came up with two distinct variations: the hard magic system and the soft magic system. The hard magic system is one that is clearly defined by strict rules that must be followed. The soft magic system is more nebulous and open to arbitrary limitations. I think any fantasy author must first determine how their story's magic system will operate. Whatever kinds of abilities they wish to employ must follow the same rules, but it's the nature of the rules that matters. For example, one of the most famous magic systems you may not know of or think of in that manner is the type chart in every single Pokemon game. What you're seeing now is the original type chart of the original 15 types. In later generations of Pokemon, more types would be added while the chart would be tweaked ever so suddenly in between. For example, the Dark and Steel types were added to counter the Psychic and Dragon types. Steel had the added bonus of resisting Dark and Ghost type attacks as well. In the 6th generation, this same type chart would remain, but Steel lost the ability to resist Ghost and Dark type attacks. However, it kept its Psychic resistance and gained resistance to and super effective damage against Fairy types. But I'm not going to get into those monsters and instead explain how Pokemon's hard magic system went from hard to hard and soft at the same time. The type chart as it is now is still a hard magic system, but starting in Generation 3 when Ash visited the Hoenn region, a second power system was added: Pokemon abilities. Like Pokemon types, these were attributes that every Pokemon had access to. Some had abilities that made them even more powerful, while others are practically useless in most cases that matter. What changed the system to reflect both hard and soft simultaneously was the fact that some abilities defied the type chart altogether. Abilities like Water or Volt Absorb not only would negate damage taken from water and electric type attacks, but turns whatever damage those attacks would deal into HP instead. I've enjoyed using Water Absorb on every Lapras I've ever used competitively. Lapras and I kick names and take. Other abilities that do the same include Levitate, Flash Fire, and Scrappy. Scrappy is unique in that it allows for normal and fighting type attacks, which the Ghost type is immune to strike and damage Ghost type. The hard and strict rules of the Pokemon type chart were now subject to major scrutiny thanks to Pokemon abilities. Pokemon isn't the only series to experience that. Another one of my favorite stories that uses both hard and soft magic systems is none other than One Piece. If any One Piece fans are watching this, then before you slay me in the comments for what I'm about to say, remember that hockey wasn't an integral part of the series until Skypiea at the earliest, and wasn't explained properly until after Marineford. So, when I say that Devil Fruits were the first major power showcased in One Piece, it's true. At the start of One Piece, the Devil Fruit classifications followed the hard magic system. Logia, Paramecia, and Zoan are the three types of Devil Fruits one can gain powers from. Zoan fruits grant one animal powers, Logia fruits grant one elemental abilities, Paramecia is for quite literally everything else under the sun, and I mean everything else. However, one unique thing about Logia fruit users, minus one at the time of this recording, is that physical blows don't affect them normally. Think of Logia fruit users as ghost types. That's right, just imagine Akainu with Gengar's smile. But the opposite would be true for Paramecia and Zoan fruit users as normal types, since their attacks normally wouldn't affect Logias. It's not until the introduction of Haki that we learn anyone is capable of striking Logia so long as they possess Armament Haki, one of three types accessible to One Piece characters. They channel their will into power that bypasses the Logia invincibility. It's the equivalent of Zoan and Paramecia fruit users using the Scrappy ability. Now, Haki as a magic system is as soft as they come. While everyone in the One Piece world is capable of using it, not everyone has the same access to all three types. Conqueror's Haki is only accessible to a handful of the thousands of One Piece characters that exist. Although, I wish Oda would confirm if Panda Man has Conquerors or not. Outside of Armament Haki's utility against Logia fruits, there isn't a lot to diversify it. However, Observation Haki is where the softness originates. In the series thus far, it is the most varied among all three types. The One Piece protagonist Luffy uses his to sense the feelings of those around him. Sanji, ever the simp, uses his to hone in on women. Usopp uses his to aid with his sharpshooting. And there are far crazier uses when one hones their Observation Haki to high degrees, such as Future Sight, a skill only held by Luffy and Katakuri. Hard and soft magic systems, however, don't have to be treated in a one or the other way. The blend of the two is what makes for dynamic and unique scenes to take place. The Luffy vs Katakuri fight wouldn't be as impactful without their competing future sight abilities and Luffy's ability to divine emotion. In Pokemon, it allows for more interesting battles to happen. Now, the fusion of the two systems happens in one of two ways. There may be other names, but I've christened those fusions as hybrid fusion and internal fusion. Hybrid fusion occurs when combining aspects of a hard magic system, thus breaking the strict rules. In Pokemon, this happens when a Pokemon has two different types assigned to it. Prime examples include Bulbasaur, Charizard, and every Route 1 bird. For One Piece, I again have to reference Katakuri. His Devil Fruit went from being classified as a Logia to a special Paramecia. A Paramecia with the physical invincibility Logia fruits are known for. Internal fusion, and trust me, I know how that sounds, is when an internal power interferes with any established hard magic system. Pokemon abilities and Haki are internal fusions. A Jolteon with Volt Absorb goes from resisting electric type attacks to using them as HP fuel. Armament Haki not only makes it possible to strike typically invincible Logias, but it can ignore even those of special Paramecia fruits. Magic systems are honestly one of the bigger reasons that 4 Arts Academy exists. I needed a way to try and differentiate and balance the powers of the 4 races while making them unique and separate, despite the fact that Ibri exists. In fact, Ibri are my way of using hybrid fusion in 4 Arts Academy. Oh, and in case you need a refresher, the 4 races in FHA are Venusi, Ojeda, Sulable, and Sinue. Ibri is a 5th race where an individual belongs if they possess the blood of 2 of the 4 original races at once. I also use internal fusion among them. Each race has a specific technique they use to advance their own abilities. Ojeda used Bond of the Blade, Venusi used Primal Sense, Sulable used Mother's Source, Sinue used Active Meditation. If you want to learn the specific ins and outs of those internal fusions, stay tuned for a future video, or just go and get caught up on 4 Arts Academy now. The story is still young, only in Series 2. Series 3 will be here before you know it, so now's the best time to binge read it. But that's all I have for today's video. Stay tuned for more content to come. The upload schedule for the channel is Friday to Friday. If a video is not uploaded one Friday, it will be up the following Friday, always at 5 p.m. EST. Thank you for checking out the video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and read the story. Later, homies.